Some people believe that when you work the night shift, you're alone. But what if you're not? What if something or someone has been watching you the entire time? These are real stories from real people, and after you hear them, you'll never look at an empty hallway the same way again. Story 1. The building that should not exist. 6 years on the job. He had seen everything. Or so he thought. The building was wrong from the moment he first saw it. A massive 6-story structure rising out of nowhere. No houses nearby, no other buildings, just woods. Miles and miles of dark, silent woods. A 10-foot metal fence, barbed wire along the top. One way in, one way out, and a single road cutting through the trees like a scar. This was no ordinary government office. He needed the money, so he took the weekend overnight shifts. That was a mistake. The first 2 weekends were quiet. The third weekend was not. 2 in the morning, a violent thunderstorm. He sat alone in the camera control room on the top floor, lights off, rain hammering the windows. He stood to stretch and glanced out at the back parking lot. Lightning flashed, and for just 1 second, he saw a figure sprinting from one tree to another, 20 feet apart in the blink of an eye. He told himself it was nothing, told himself he was tired, but when he returned to his desk, one camera feed was dead. The one covering the back lot. He looked out the window. The camera was dangling by its wires, swaying. Then the alarm screamed. A restricted door had been opened. The back entrance, and the system showed a green light. Whoever it was, they had the code. He reached for his phone. No service. He grabbed the landline. Dead. And then the power went out. Darkness. Complete and total. He ran for the stairwell. One plan. Reach the lobby, get out. But halfway down the stairs, he heard a door open below him. Footsteps. Climbing upward. He turned and ran back up. In the panic, his gun struck the metal railing. The sound rang through the entire stairwell like a gunshot. The footsteps stopped. Then they charged. He ran like his life depended on it, because it did. He slammed the door open as a decoy and climbed toward the roof hatch. The man burst through the door, chasing the sound, into the empty hallway. He dropped from the ladder and flew back down the stairs, 1 floor behind him. Always 1 floor behind. Then, a crash, a scream of pain from above. He didn't stop to look. He burst through the lobby doors into the storm, jumped into his truck, and as he reversed, headlights cutting through the rain, there he was, dressed in black, masked, running straight towards him. He floored it and never looked back. Police searched every inch of that building. They found nothing, except for one thing. In the stairwell, a fully loaded, unregistered, semi-automatic handgun. To this day, no one knows why he broke in, but he knows one thing. If that man hadn't fallen, this story would have no narrator. Story 2. The Wet Footsteps. Most nights were quiet. That's what made this job easy. That's also what made that one night impossible to forget. Midnight, a corporate office building in New Jersey. The last employee had gone home. The building was his. And then he saw it on the garage camera. A figure, moving between parked cars. Long, dark coat. Slow, deliberate movement. Not heading to a car, not heading to the exit. Just weaving through the shadows, like he was searching for something. Or someone. He went down to check. The garage was empty. Not a sound, not a soul. He went back upstairs, And there he was again, standing in the exact same spot, as if he had never moved. For 20 minutes, the guard watched him on the monitor, slowly drifting toward the stairwell camera. Then he vanished. He checked every feed. Nothing. Then the lobby elevator dinged. The doors slid open. Empty. But on the polished floor, wet footprints. Bare footprints leading from the elevator into the building. It was freezing outside. Why would anyone be barefoot? He called for backup and began his patrol. 5th floor, an office door, slightly open. He stepped inside. Empty. He stepped back into the hallway and heard it. Footsteps behind him. He turned his flashlight and caught a glimpse of that long, dark coat disappearing around the corner. Not running, walking fast, purposefully. He ran. The footsteps followed. He threw himself into the stairwell and slammed the door shut. Silence. When backup arrived, they searched everything. No intruder, no footprints. And the camera footage. Pause. Corrupted. Missing. Gone. He quit within a month, not because of what he couldn't explain, but because of what he could. It wasn't a ghost. It was a real person, following him, staying just out of sight. And sometimes, even now, when he walks through a parking garage at night,
he still hears those wet footsteps behind him.
This one happened just days ago. It was his very first night on the job. A mobile security guard in training. His supervisor was showing him the ropes. 1:15 in the morning. A routine patrol at a medical clinic. No alarms, no alerts. But the moment they pulled up, something was wrong. The underground garage door, wide open. The front entrance smashed in. His supervisor whispered, "If someone broke in, the alarm should be going off." It wasn't. They stepped inside, and then they saw the elevator moving on its own. Floor G1, floor 2, floor 3, stopping at the 4th floor. They rode up. Doors opened. Darkness. They searched the entire floor. Nothing. Then, footsteps in the stairwell, moving downward. They approached the door. Silence. Backup was 15 minutes away. They couldn't leave. The suspect could be waiting at the exit. So they waited. In the dark. In the silence. When backup arrived, they swept every floor. Nothing. Then the front door burst open. Footsteps sprinting outside. By the time they reached the ground floor, gone. No trace, no shadow, no sound. Either that person had a hiding spot no one could find, or something else entirely was happening inside that building. He has to go back this weekend. Alone this time. He doesn't know if he's ready. 3 buildings, 3 nights, 3 men who walked into darkness and barely walked back out. The scariest part, none of them know what was really waiting for them inside, and neither do we. If you work the night shift, if you've ever been alone in an empty building at 2 a.m., just remember one thing.
The cameras don't always catch everything.